If you don't have your health, what good is everything else anyway? I know you might not think about your health as it relates to music production, but it's very important. Here are some things that you may not be thinking about, but you need to pay some attention to. Your wrists and carpal tunnel. Have a lot of things that you're using. Sounds, moving your mouse around. Your wrists and hands can get strained. Protecting your eyes. You're probably, if you're using the dog, looking at a laptop, looking at a screen late at night, or you're looking at small little screens on your analog gear, so you need to protect your eyes. You got ergonomics. What kind of chair are you using when you sit down making your music? Your back might be hunched over. Your legs and knees might be too high, putting you in an uncomfortable position. You might have a hard chair and your booty starts hurting. You're not eating right. You're always snacking on junk food because you just want to stay locked in making beats. So you're not really eating great nutrition for your body. You're not taking breaks. So you're sitting down for long times and you're not working out to keep your health up. Health is one of those things that are important, but not urgent. And usually when things are important, not urgent, we don't do those things. But when you need it, you really miss it when you don't have it. This is me from my injury. I tore both of my patella tendons teaching a fitness class. Now, your patella tendon is the tendon that goes over your knee and it connects the top half to the bottom half. So if that thing is gone, you cannot move. To another example, if you're thinking you watch the NBA and you see players with bands around their knees, little bands, they're trying to protect their patella tendon. Often it's called jumper's knee. So I was teaching a fitness class. I tried to show a jumping move and I tore them at the same time. My left went out and my right went out, and it was so devastating, painful. When I fell to the floor, I thought I would never teach fitness again. My ability to walk was taken away from me. See, I didn't realize how important it was to walk until I couldn't. I just gone all these years taking it for granted. When I was in the hospital, I had to be in there laying straight with my legs out while I was healing. Also, I got moved to a nursing home where I couldn't bathe myself. I couldn't use the bathroom. I had to pee in a bottle. I couldn't wash myself. I couldn't make my own meals. And I had to keep my legs straight until they healed a certain amount, until I got my wheelchair and my braces for my legs. But all the nurses said I did a great job in moving myself in and out of my wheelchair in the bed because I had upper body strength, right? When I was in the nursing home and in the hospital, they had stuff on top that I can grab up to. So if I need to shift around, move my body a little bit, because I couldn't move my legs at all. So I had to use my arms to pull on this bar, and it helped me shift my body. And they said, luckily I had great upper body strength. I was able to do that. So the years of me working out my body paid off when I needed. Remember, your health is important, but not urgent. And in that time when it was urgent, I needed to use something that paid off for me from the past. And even though it sounds like a sad story, I mean, it was a hard time in my life going through that trial and tribulation. But once I was able to sit in a wheelchair and bend my knees from the braces, I was making music, right? Because I'm sitting down. I just pulled up a chair. I had my laptop, my headphones, and my audio interface, and my MIDI keyboard, and I was good to go. So even though I spent a lot of time in the hospital, all I was doing was making music. That was my only focus. I couldn't work. I couldn't do anything else. So I was making a ton of music during my injury. I say all this to reinforce the idea that your health is important. Here are some things to take note of when you're thinking about your health and music production. Let's start with your ears, because your ears are a critical part of making music. If you can't hear nothing, it's going to be really hard to make music. So what I suggest is when you're making it, make music at low volumes. Mix, master at low volumes. Now, I know sometimes you want to pump it up because you want to feel it. I do pump it up sometimes because I want to see how it feels when it's loud. But it's not necessary most of the time. If you keep doing that and you keep exposing your ears to this loud exposure, you're gonna mess up your hearings. I work on the side with audio visual equipment, and I work at weddings. And when I work weddings behind the audio mixers and lighting, I put earplugs in my ears. I can still hear what's going on and I can hear the music, but it protects my ears because that AV stuff is not my main job. I want my main job, and the thing I really like is my music, and I need my ears. So remember, protect your ears by working at low volumes. Next is your eyes. Now, I'm wearing glasses, and that's only because later in my adult life, I actually developed astigmatism. So my eye is like shaped like a football, and it keeps getting worse and worse every year because I never grew up wearing glasses. It was just in my adult life. And I noticed looking at the screen, some things get blurry and fuzzy, right? And it could have been attributing to why my eyes were getting fuzzy and why I caught this astigmatism looking at screens all the time, making music, being close to them, working in the dark with the screen light on. So that's one thing to protect your eyes. Make sure you're taking breaks to reset what you're looking at because you want to be able to see what you're doing. Now, there are exceptions. You know, Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles made great music being blind. But if you want to have things and you want to be able to keep things to make things for most people, they aren't blind, you want to protect your eyes. The next one you need to protect is your neck. I know you don't think about your neck, but you may have some strains like, right? Think about it. If your computer monitor is up here and you keep looking up, you're straining your neck. Or if you're looking down all the time, you're still straining your neck. So think about that in your placement of how you use your equipment. Now, you may not have an option to place it in a certain way, but that's something you want to be mindful of. So what I do, I usually take breaks every 20 minutes, just doing little quick stretches on my neck, rotating it around, stretching and stuff to keep my neck nice and healthy. The next one is protecting your wrist. Now, it's easy to get carpal tunnel syndrome using the mouse, moving it because the way you're doing these small movements all the time, when you're hitting, if you're typing on the keyboard. So what I actually done, I switched to a trackball mouse. Now, I've just started using this thing, but I like it because you just move your fingers and your wrist stays in place. It takes a while to get used to, and I don't know if I'm gonna keep it because sometimes if I need to work fast, I just use my old-fashioned mouse. But it probably will come with time where I learn to use my trackball mouse faster, but that's one thing to think about, protecting your wrist. The next thing you might not think about is sitting for long periods of time. I know you get in the zone, you just cranking out beat after beat after beat, but it's just like people who work in a desk job. They're staying sedentary, and most people, they don't work out and they don't do enough things to get them moving. So you want to be mindful of sitting for too long. So what I usually do every hour, I get up, maybe do a few stretches, maybe go use the bathroom, or I make me a snack or something to eat. I just mostly want to get out of my environment and get up and get a little bit of movement going on. You're probably not drinking enough liquid. Well, at least the right liquid. And speaking of liquid, you better be drinking some water. Yes, I keep a cup of water at my desk at all times. I want to be able to just grab it and drink. And even my mama, she is so nice. She made me this little music thing, this little cozy thing to put on my desk with some music notes on it so my desk doesn't get wet. I love my mama, man, making a nice little craft for me. But you need to be drinking those liquids, man. Energy drinks, coffee, those things are good, but drinking too many of them, they'll give you a lot of empty calories. And in the long term, that's not so great. Also, with not getting enough water, you're probably not eating proper meals. I've done it myself. It's easy when you're in the zone, you want to stay in the zone, so you don't want to go and cook a big meal. You're probably just snacking if you keep things at your desk. For that reason, I don't keep snacks at my desk. I like to keep it clean so I'm not tempted to just grab a Snickers bar, piece of candy, whatever it is. I want to be able to go make me a meal. I use my mealtime as my breaks. If I'm deep into making music, even if I'm in a creative zone, I'll be like, I've done too much. I stop, eat my food, and most of the time when I'm eating my food, I'm still thinking about the music. So if I haven't finished it, I'm thinking of new ideas, right? I'm getting out of the scene. So this is like double of all the things that helps you, right? It helps you from not sitting too long. It helps get your eyes out the strain. It helps move to different places so your mind can refresh, right? It helps your wrist. You're not sitting there with the mouse. So going to eat proper meals helps you in a multiple ways. And it's just good, getting in good practice to nourish your body so you have the strength and energy to go on. And the last thing you might not be doing or thinking about is working out. Now, this doesn't have to be strenuous. I know a lot of people, they just don't like to work out. And I'm not saying you need to get a 20 pack because that's not the goal. The goal of working out is just to keep your health so you can do things. I'm glad I've been working out since I'm 15 years old, playing sports, being active, because that helped me. That really helped me during my injury. So what I usually do before my job, I go to the gym before work and work out and lift weights. And I teach group fitness, so I love doing fitness classes. So that's what I love to do to get some movement. So find what you can, that something you enjoy that you can do 15, 20 minutes. Like I said, it doesn't have to be a whole hour. You don't need a gym. I'm fortunate enough, I have the space in the place where I stay, where I have my own home equipment stuff, and it makes it easy. If I don't feel like going to the gym, I can at least do something, right, to get my mind off the music. I can pump a couple of weights, get me pumped up, get me in a creative spirit, and it helps for my overall health. I hope this video has got you thinking in different ways about your health and how it relates to music production. Remember what I said at the beginning of the video. Your health is important, but not urgent. And we usually only attend to urgent things. But those important things, you will need them when they become urgent. So think about all the things I said and try to incorporate the breaks and strategies to help you take care of your health, because I want you making music for as long as possible. Take it easy. Peace.